to the Gambia told beneficiaries that the project is intended to ease every stage of the fish smoking process.
Give you the opportunity to process your own fish, to do your own activity, your own to be able not only to fish the fish but also to process it here and to be able to sell it here.
The ultimate fruit that this project is expected to bear, as said by the Director of Fisheries, Farmer Damfa, and Deputy Permanent Secretary Fatu Sose Jallo, is quality fish fit for sale and consumption, both locally and internationally.
The ovens will immensely contribute to the smoking of quality fish under a hygienic environment, increase the income of the beneficiaries, particularly women, and contributing to poverty reduction.
The revamped houses are a boost for women engaged in the post-harvest fisheries sector. But considering the number of fish smoking houses in need of renovation, the work done, though well appreciated, is a little of what is required. Modu Lamin Sise, Grts News.
A scheme championed by the Yai Comping Union of Fajukunda recently disbursed loans amounting to $72,000 to 12 women groups in the area. The low-interest loans paid within a lengthy period are used to fund lucrative small-scale businesses. And Kumba Demba witnessed the disbursement exercise, and she now reports.
Women groups all over the country, in their drive to empower themselves through small business enterprises, have now what is called Yai Comping Kafo. Yai Comping Kafo is a joint association of different kafos within a ward or municipality. The joint union raises funds through various means. Proceeds from the fundraiser are later loaned to kafos with little interest and payable within a considerable period of time.
Right now, today, in fact, we have given 12 Yai companies an amount of 72,000, which is a very good sum, and each of them has gone home with 6,000, 12 of them. So that amount, they are going to work for almost about 5 months. So after the 5 months, so they will bring back the money. Others can also enjoy.
The president of the Yai Comping Kafo, Ami Sonko, said her association since its inception has helped various women kafos, noting this is not the first time the union is lending out money to women associations. She commended the women for their commitment to paying the loans on time. She, however, called on all those in the position to help the association to step in and complement their efforts in their drive to better their livelihood. Ward Councillor member Gassama and Sekuna, 5 constituencies chairman, both commended the women for what they describe as a laudable venture. They urged the women to unite, for it is in unity that much can be achieved. The mayor of KMC, Yankuba Koli, hailed the efforts of the women. He urged them to continue on the hard work, saying initiatives like this one has the prospect of yielding greater benefits. He disclosed that his municipality has plans to set aside $1 million yearly for women empowerment initiatives. Fatu Dumbi and other speakers also shared similar views. Aja Awajob is leader of one of the kafos who were given the $6,000 loan. I will sit with my company members and we would evaluate various lucrative businesses and then decide uniformly as to which one can yield us more profits, she told me. Gambian women clearly are into everything that can better their lives. Initiatives like this one are becoming a household name for women in almost all regions of the country, with the prospect of strengthening their empowerment drives. For Grts News, I am the Kumba Demba.
And time now to take a short break. The news continues in just a moment.
Dr. Alhaji Yaya AJJ Jame, Gamtel Staff Association presents Independence Grand Annual Fundraising Gala Dinner. Dance and show live with the Crown Prince of Malak, Aliwin Bander and the Setsima, Bab Jopet Borom Yuza, Joletal, the King of Kora, Jaliba Kuyate, and many more young Gambian artists. Friday the 17th of February, mega gala dinner at the Oceanfront Senegambia Beach Hotel. Corporate tables available, individual $1,000. Saturday the 18th of February, grand dance at the Independence Stadium, Bacau. Admission $400. And Sunday the 19th, the Independence Stadium VIP $400. Ordinary tickets $250. All in support of Operation Save a Baby, the President's Empowerment of Girls Education, Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital, Gamtel Gamsel Staff Endowment Fund. For bookings and inquiries, dial 9986-414, 9986-188, 9971-124, or 9966-461. Officially sponsored by Gamtel and Gamsel Yai Barong.
Welcome back to GRT's News to News outside the Gambia now. Hundreds of refugees are fleeing Mali and seeking refuge in neighboring Mauritania. The refugees, mostly Tuaregs, are fleeing recent heavy fighting between Malian government forces and Tuareg rebels. Humanitarian workers say they are overwhelmed by the new influx of refugees in Mauritania. We have more in this report.
Arriving in wheelbarrows or on donkeys or by car in some lucky cases. Caught up in the violent clashes between the Malian army and Tuareg rebels, thousands of people have fled Mali for Mauritania. It appears to be every man for himself.
We were sitting at home on Thursday when the rebels arrived in the city. We started running. Nobody looked back. We left everything, even the satellite dishes and our beds, everything. We left our grain for cooking. We have nothing.
In the general chaos, these Tuareg refugees are also afraid of being targeted by the Malian army.
I was definitely afraid. I know the reaction of our Malian brothers who are in the army. Once the rebels get away, we become the targets.
There are fears that this is only the beginning of a mass exodus. The Mauritanian army had mobilized heavily to protect the refugees, but local authorities were reportedly overwhelmed by their large number. There are shortages of food supplies and water. There is also a risk of epidemics, with people who are dehydrated and sick. In the 1990s, fighting in the region had forced hundreds of thousands of people to flee to Mauritania. The UN Refugee Commission fears that the current crisis could reach similar proportions. UN officials note that ACMI, Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, has been very active in the region, which is also being hit by drought.
With just weeks to go before the presidential election is held in Senegal, 8 opposition groups have formed a coalition against President Abdoulaye Wade. It comprises some formidable names in Senegalese politics, many of whom were former close aides to President Wade. We have details of that story in this report.
The polls opened today for Senegal's presidential election. A proposed boycott was rejected by the 8 candidates of the country's main opposition parties, who instead presented a declaration of solidarity and a promise to fight President Wade in his bid for the presidency.
Prenons l'engagement.
We are committed to remain united, to support common protest activity, and to continue to fight until President Wade withdraws his candidacy.
The signatories include Mustafa Niasse, Macky Sall, Idrissa Seck, Ousmane Tanor Dieng, Cheikh Tidiane, Gadio Ibrahima Fall, and Sheikh Bamba Dièye, along with the singer Youssou N'Dour, whose candidature was rejected by the Constitutional Council.
University graduates end up without jobs. Life is hard. The future is uncertain. And still we have an old man struggling to protect his son.
Opposition parties argued that President Wade has broken the law by standing for a 3rd consecutive term. Under Senegal's constitution, a president may only serve for 2.
And time now to take another break. We'll take a look at the sports in just a moment. Welcome back to GRT's News and to the sports now. Ivory Coast are in the semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations following the Elephants' emphatic 3-0 win over co-host Equatorial Guinea. Despite the country's recent battle with political stability, thousands watched the team play in the Nations Cup. Many fans watched from giant screens in the streets of Abidjan. Let's take a look at this report for more.
Ivorian football fans got together Saturday night in the Trecqueville district of Abidjan to watch their team